Hey, it's me again. So today I wanted to talk about something a little bit more in depth and show you a little bit more of my personal journey, or at least frame things in regards to my personal journey. So I've covered the topic of nervousness before, and I mainly covered the idea that it's okay to be scared about putting yourself out there. That when you go to audition, or even when you're just thinking of doing voice acting or anything, whether it's writing or doing a tryout for a team or anything at all, it makes complete sense to be nervous. It's okay to be nervous, but you also need to try and overcome it. Today I want to talk about doubt and fear, which are related. They're quite interconnected, but I thought it's better to go over it more in depth. Now, I've mentioned before that I suffer from depression. I'm usually alright. I go about my day, I work, I play games, I make these little videos, I do auditions, but it's not always easy. I mentioned before that there was a weekend where I was in a really big dip, where I had this big bout of depression and I could barely do anything. I didn't really want to play games, I didn't audition for anything, I just sort of coasted for a weekend. And I put that down to my mindset on how I was viewing my own progress. How I've barely even begun, I've barely made any steps, though I have made some, and every step counts. That I was comparing myself to people who have already went so far down this journey, or any kind of journey, and I was comparing myself to them where they are now, and not where even they were where I am now. And so I gave in to, for that time, my doubts and my fears. Now, I as a person constantly doubt myself. I'm always worried about what I'm doing. If it's the right thing, if, that message I'm going to send, even if it's just to a friend say, oh, hey, how's it going? Or if it's something for work, just like, we can't do this, we need to do it like this. Or sending off an audition or a demo reel and being like, hey, thanks for the opportunity, here's my demo reel, hope you enjoy it. I'm constantly doubting whether, did I say it the right way? Did I come across like an ass? Am I being rude and not realizing? And there's also the doubt I feel when I go to actually audition for things, and the fear involved there. And for this, I decided to go and revisit one of my favorite bits of gaming content ever made. And one of the reasons why Warframe is so close to my heart, regardless of it inspiring more of my voice acting stuff, just in general. I played through the second Dream again. Now, if you've not played it, then spoilers ahead for the ending, and I highly recommend you go and play it. Don't worry, this video will be here when you get back. And there was a lot of it that, at the time, when I played it, it vibed with me a lot, with where I was as a person, with how things are going in my life, and it still to a degree does. Now before, I took it in the light of being trans and coming out and being me and being my authentic self. Now due to situations with my family and other factors, I'm not as out as I would like to be, but I'll get there. But this time, I looked at it and recorded it in the light of being able to put myself out there and voice act. Now, bringing him up for a third video in a row, Antonio. He's been coaching me. And one of the things that we've covered a few times is me being able to portray characters and the emotion of the story and tell the story authentically. Now, I've been making leaps and bounds, and he would be the first person to tell me that I'm doing fantastic. but I would be lying if I said I didn't doubt myself for the amount of times I've tried it. I overthink a lot. I don't let myself feel a lot of the time. I tend to sit there and mull over things and get stuck in my own head, thinking about things a lot, when a lot of the time I could just do it. It's not an easy thing to break. It's not an easy habit to try and get rid of, especially when I've been like this for decades. But I'm getting there. Now, to show you what I mean in regards to the second dream, take a look and I'll run you through what I was thinking and why I think it's a perfect metaphor for what's been in my head lately and what I wanted to talk to you guys about. So, something I really struggle with in all things is being emotionally honest, is how I'll put it. I find it very difficult to fully put out my emotions. You know, I have a hard time expressing them, and that ties into my voice acting. I find it tough to properly portray emotion, to fully get into a character, partially because it's just something that's difficult for me as a person, and partly because I was scared. I didn't think I was good enough. I was always worried that I wasn't good enough, and that if I tried it, I was just gonna make a fool of myself. And those doubts and those fears kept weighing down on me whenever I tried, until it was too much. But I always remembered this.
Dream not of what you are, but of what you want to be.
It's a quote that has stuck with me for a long time, and I think it's very easy to see it from the first way I saw it, which was being trans. But it applies to a lot of other stuff as well. It applies a lot to being a voice actor. Now, it doesn't mean to me specifically that I can just dream of being any character and I can be them. It's a process, it's training, it takes work. But if I can believe in myself that I can do it, even if I can't do it right now, even if it's something that I'm finding super difficult to do, with enough time, with enough effort, I can get through it. It won't be easy. I'll have to try again and again and again, and every time I'm gonna have to face off against my fear and doubt. But I can do it. I can do it. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be done overnight. It's going to take weeks. It's going to take months. And guaranteed, even if a year from now, say, I'm stood in a studio somewhere recording for a lead role in something, or if he like puts out a casting call and I get picked as the next big antagonist, I will probably always have that doubt in my mind if I'm good enough, if I can do it. But I have to believe I can. I have to. And I'm sure you listening to this, whether you're listening just to relax or you get something out of this, you hear the things I've gone through and you vibe with it, you understand it, it connects to you, just know that I think you can do it. Whatever it is, whether you're currently writing a novel, or you're prepping for a D&D session, or you're writing a song, or you're doing art, or maybe you're trying to get into voice acting as well, you can do it. Okay? It's terrifying, and I'm always going to be scared, and I'm always going to doubt myself. But the very fact that I'm trying, even if it's not successful, even if I put out 20 auditions a day and I don't get anything back, I'm still making myself stronger by trying. Whenever you audition, whenever you put anything out there for other people to see, whenever you post that new bit of art, when you run a session for your players, whenever you do any of that, you are putting yourself out there in the most vulnerable position a human can be in, and you're thriving. So even if right now you're looking at your latest work piece, your latest bit of art, the newest little tune you've made, and you're thinking, this is shit, this is bad, this is awful, don't. Sure, maybe there's stuff you can make better, maybe you've made mistakes, but you can do it. I believe in you, okay? If I can summon it within me to believe in myself and to push through and try and to do these auditions and to make this content and to try, then you can too, okay? I believe in you. Even if you don't believe in yourself, even if you're scared and you're doubting and you really don't know what you're going to do next, I believe in you. Anyway, it's getting late. I hope you're looking after yourself out there, alright? You're wonderful. You're amazing and you're great. And you deserve to be happy. Have a wonderful night.